specialty. And when I say they're proud, they're proud. Like you'll see a picture of the great grandfather, with his arms folded and chest stuck out, on the wall. Like, hey, this is what we do. This is our family recipe, and this is how we do it.
Yeah, this is definitely true. They stick to what they know. Like, whatever restaurant it is, that's what it is. Nothing crazy or outrageous. So yeah, I do like that because there's a lot of variety here if you think about it.
Yes, and we spoke about it earlier. We went out and explored our area, our part of town, Yamato City, and when we went out during the daytime, there were a lot of places that were closed. And we were like, We went back out at a later time because one of the main train transfer stations is here in Yamato. So we got out, we walked around, and the restaurants and things that were closed were open. And so there are a lot of restaurants that only open up for a certain amount of time during the day. And I found out that a big part of that is because they do prep their food daily.
Yes.
So things like soups, broths, some places make their own noodles, and I'm speaking specifically about ramen. They do that stuff on a daily basis, and they start in the wee hours of the morning. And with the total prep time, things aren't ready to be put together and to be served until later in the evening. So they'll open up and they'll serve until they run out of food. Once the food is done, they close down and they wake up and do it again the next day.
I didn't really think about it, but maybe that's why a lot of places don't open until 10. I literally didn't think about it until just right now.
Yeah, man.
Interesting. Good stuff. So yeah, we've just been experiencing, exploring, and discovering all types of things. I think one of our best discoveries would be Big Bang.
Big Bang.
Big Bang. What is it called? Big Bang Circuit?
I think
it's called Big Bang Circuit. So basically it's like a like a sports center activity place.
like a small amusement park type deal.
But all indoors.
Yes, it's got it's not normal go-kart racing because it's got a slick floor and it's meant for drifting.
It's definitely meant
which
for
we
drifting.
learned after watching some experts.
After we already did it.
Yes, when we did it, it was like we were playing Mario Kart and there were banana peels everywhere.
Yeah, just slide.
So
we ran into each other for the first 2 laps.
For the younger people that may be listening that don't know about Mario Kart. So whenever you hit a banana peel, your cart spins out of control. You have to regain control. Sometimes you end up going in the wrong direction, and you line back up and finish out your race. But yes, it was very.
It was funny at first.
It was very funny, and if anybody knows the two of us, we're very, very competitive. So, she'll tell you I didn't win the first 2.
You cheated
because we did crash in the first curve, but after that,
no, you cut me off twice in the start of both races, and that's what put you ahead.
So everyone knows that when you are racing, you take the inside of the curve because it's a shorter distance. So that was my strategy in beating her.
No, that wasn't a strategy because we were lined up.
It was my strategy.
No, it wasn't.
And how I was going to do it.
Goodness.
Even when we got, even when she passed me, the way that I regained my control was trying to take the inside edge.
But no.
Now, I did hit the wall trying to do it a few times. I spun out a few times, but when I actually did get it is when I took over the race. And that's not
how it happened. Because the way we were lined up, I was already on the outside and you were already on the inside. And then when we went, you just stayed on the inside.
That explains.
And we didn't know how to drive it.
That explains.
Cheater.
That explains
Cheater.
the first curve. But
Cheater,
after that,
fucking eater. Nope, you cut me off. In the beginning of both times.
Because I took the inside. That is the strategy. I've done go-kart racing before.
All that matters is I beat you the last one. And I lapped you.
My record is she didn't lap me.
Yes,
I
did.
The record is 2-1.
I did too lap you because you got stuck. And they had to come move you. So if you get stuck against the wall, I guess, it's no reverse. So they have to come move your car. You got stuck. And I won. I did lap you. Yes, I did. See, you don't play fair.
I went by the board.
You don't play fair.
You didn't even realize the board was keeping up with our lives.
Yes, I did. By the time we did that one, I did realize it. Anyways, we found Big Bang and it was nice. It was funny. I want to learn how to actually drift though. Remember that one guy who had the good car? They gave us the busted cars.
Look, this guy had to be like 56 years old out here on this little circuit court. And when I say, I mean, he literally drifted like the entire thing. I mean, the car looked like it was sliding sideways
the whole time.
The entire time. Definitely above our expertise. But this place also has darts, karaoke,
pool,
a huge billiards hall. So, you know, if you on the big boy stuff, you like doing trick shots, 8-ball, 9-ball, you can do it all up there. And then there's also a batting cage.
Oh, and ping pong.
Ping pong is pretty big over here. Like they're pretty serious about it. They got ping pong gloves and everybody carries their own equipment and everything like that. But the batting cage, definitely a new experience. I've done a batting cage before, but first time in my adult life. And it was pretty good.
Yes, I definitely love the batting cages. I played softball, but I haven't played in quite some time. I can't think of the last time I actually played softball or swung a bat or anything. So it was nice. It was good. It was kind of like muscle memory too. And I had to actually switch from batting with my right hand to batting with my left hand because I was having some technical difficulties. And I was slicing my arm up for some reason. So I had to switch it up. And it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad.
And what was hilarious, so we went to this one booth where the speed was set. It's slower. We're talking, 60, 70 miles an hour. So I got, a little bowl, and I went down to one that was, jacked up a little bit. And it was like 90 mile an hour fastballs. And apparently I didn't know that these machines had the capability of throwing curveballs as well, because this thing was set at random. So I would have pitches, on all corners of the plate. And when I say I looked horrible, I don't know if anybody there was watching me, paying attention to me, because people were doing their own thing, trying to hit their own ball. Yes.
But I thought you did good. Like, I thought you were doing well with the faster balls. Better than I would have been. That's why I didn't even attempt to go over there.
But shout out to those people that play baseball. That little ball going that fast. A lot more respect for the sport, especially with it coming out of someone's hand instead of a machine that's only going to give you a certain amount of variation.
I know.
For it to come out of somebody's hand and go where it's supposed to go all the time and, not get hit.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. I got a lot more respect for the sport.
And it was a good stress reliever too. Like, it was fun, good stress reliever, but then we started getting competitive. But it was still fun.
And luckily we ran out of yen before either of us hurt a shoulder or walked away sore.
Yes we did. Yes. We'll be back after this break. So you've been here, as we mentioned, almost a year now. Do you still love living and being in Japan?
Absolutely. It's been everything that I've seen and that I expressed before. And I really just, I enjoy it being so peaceful. That has been the absolute highlight of it all. Being someone that's sensitive to other people's aura, it's been a very, 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 very great experience being around people that seem to be because you don't know anybody's personal lives, but seem to be very centered and grounded. It's been just relieving, especially coming from the environment that I came from, working in the airport and dealing with customer service.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest things I like here is customer service. And I know we already talked about our likes and dislikes in the last episode, but did you have any updates to those likes or dislikes?
Not for me personally. Not much has changed on that end, and I feel like I'm still exploring. How about you?
I don't really have any updates per se. Just really like elaborate on the dislikes that I already talked about. So we talked about parking. So actually, I do have an update. An update on a dislike, because no place is 100% perfect. You know what I'm saying? And I want to give both sides, like, not like, oh, my life is so great in Japan, I love it, there's nothing absolutely wrong, it's just amazing 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to give both sides of it and be realistic and not like hunting down things to dislike. But it just comes, I think, with the longer you stay in a place, the more experiences and encounters you have a different understanding, or things may present itself that it might not have originally or initially. So for me, that update would be the passive aggressiveness. Like, the Japanese people are very passive, can be very passive aggressive about stuff. And I'll expand on that in just a few. But then my other dislike is, I would say, I don't really know how to properly word it, because I don't want people to think it's the same thing as what we experience in the States. But I'll just give you the scenario. So, in our apartment building, in the front, there's like these two unofficial parking spaces that people park in, and it's no sign. There never has been a sign that says don't park here. And if you've ever been to Japan or you know anything about it, people really do just park in like random absurd places, like, or they'll just stop in the street and put their hazard lights on. But this is not one of those places, because it's off the main road and it's just the road to our apartment building. It's kind of hard to describe, but the point of me saying that is this: I've parked there ever since I've been here, going on 3 years, and I've parked there ever since I've been here, and it was never an issue, never a problem, until recently. They have been doing construction on the building, and so I parked there like I would. Like, I don't park there every single day. It's just like, okay, if I come in late and have to get up early in the morning, I'm just going to park right here so I can just come down, get in the car, go. That type deal. So I parked there one night, and then the next morning there was a ticket. I got a ticket. Now, it's in all Japanese, so I didn't know if it was a warning ticket or if like it was an actual I'm fined ticket. Needless to say, it was an actual ticket where I'm being fined. Okay, cool, I get it. But there was no sign, there was nothing, just nothing that said I couldn't be here, right? Well, lo and behold, people still park in these parking spaces and they don't get a ticket, because it's the same cars over and over and over, cars that I've seen parked there prior to me getting a ticket. And I know they parked there overnight. And so it made me furious, because I feel like I'm targeted because I'm a foreigner. And I feel like that's why I got the ticket. And yes, they do know that you are foreign, because foreigners have a Y plate. It's really hard to explain the different plates.
On the license tags for Americans that are here, you have 3 letters. You either have an A, an E, or a Y in the bottom left-hand corner of the license tag. Most Japanese citizens or private citizens have Japanese characters on their license plate, where we would have the Y, the A, or the E. So it's very easy to distinguish someone that's not from here based on the license tag that's on their vehicle.
Right. And so I